Hey, listen, we love to, and I mean we as a society, I don't mean we as a show. We love to, as a society, goof on meteorologists and be like, these guys and gals, they're always wrong. They never get it right. They're always fear-mongering. Well, they were right. They basically called this storm from early in the week. Luke Doris is the KCTV5 chief meteorologist. He's here on KCMO. I'm not having you on to pat yourself on the back, Luke, but I'll just say good job by you and many in your industry. Good morning.
Well, good morning, and thank you. I appreciate that. You know, they don't all go to plan. We know that, but here's the thing. We know the range, and you've got a system that's going to be moving in your general direction. And from 7 days out, we saw that, hey, this thing could be a powerhouse, could be real thumper. So I didn't know 100%. It's not like I said it's going to happen, a week away. But I saw the chance for it, and I raised the flag and thought, hey, if this thing comes, it's going to be bad news. So that's how it plays out. Now, sometimes what you'll see is a big range and possible tracks. This one really stayed on track the whole time. And, we like it. When you get a big, powerful system, a big system is easier to forecast. Mm-hmm. So that helped us out with this one. But, this one delivered.
It certainly did. It's kind of like being a field goal kicker. When you guys get it right, it's like, well, you're supposed to get it right. And then when you miss, it's like, well, of course they missed, and everyone's railing on you. So it can be a tough line of work like that sometimes. But right now, when you look at this past weekend, Luke Doris, was there anything that surprised you, caught you off guard? It seemed like that late band of snow that dumped on eastern Kansas during that Chiefs game yesterday was maybe a bit of a surprise that tacked on some larger snow totals. Was there anything else that really stood out to you this past weekend?
I would say no. This did not bring big surprises to us. I mean, we knew that, and when you get on the northwest side of a powerful low like that, that's where you get real heavy snow, and you could get, we had 15 plus inches as a possibility, and it happened. It delivered it. We got the ice before, so we laid down the ice. The ice forecast panned out. The tricky question with this one was when would we switch from ice to snow? That happened on the early side, which is why we achieved the biggest snow in Kansas City in over 3 decades. That was part of the reason we got the higher end of snow, because we got an early switch and away from the ice. But no, this one really just kind of came in as advertised. And, you said something about being, wrong. And the thing is, like, you can get away as a meteorologist, and this is the way I try to do the weather, from being right and wrong. It's presenting the ranges and narrowing those ranges down as you get closer. And that way, it's not wrong. You're just showing this is the boundary. Be prepared for best case and worst case. So then we just refine that as we get closer. So
that's a good way to put it. I like that. Luke Doris, the KCTV5 chief meteorologist, is here on KCMO. So now we've got this frigid cold. So how long is that going to be hanging around? What are we looking at here?
We've got it through Wednesday. So the other buzzword that you're going to hear this week is polar vortex. So it's a meteorology buzzword. It's been around. It's a feature that we track every winter and have for 50 years. But when it cracks south, oh man, does it bring the cold. And that's what we're doing now. So this thing, the polar vortex is shifting southward, dumping all this polar straight in out of the poles. That's where this air comes from. It's from the North Pole. And it's going to be with us through Wednesday. So our morning low temperatures, your low is usually around sunrise. They're going to be 0 or below 0 actual air temperature. And then with a little bit of wind, it doesn't take a lot of wind. Our wind chills are going to be 10 to 20 degrees below 0 every morning. And the afternoons, even with all the sunshine, it still feels below 0. So this is a rough stretch of cold. By the end of the week, we'll get back to the 20s. So you'll never be so happy to have a 28-degree high temperature as you will by Friday. But something new is we got to watch a little something on Friday, too. There's another one coming, nowhere near what we just dealt with, but we could potentially tack on another inch or two if that one comes for us.
Okay. All right. So that's coming potentially. You're looking at Friday for that?
Friday, yeah. It's the question. This one's not as well behaved as the last one, and it's not nearly as powerful. It may stay south and we get nothing. That's one range. But another scenario, and we're seeing indications, if it comes far enough north, we could get grazed with it on the north side. and that would bring us an inch or two on Friday if it plays out that way.
That's
So
the
we're
one,
watching that one.
if I saw that right, it could end up hammering like North Texas.
Yeah, it's down in Texas.
Okay.
But on the north side of that, it could bring us a little something.
Okay.
So don't sweat that one like this one.
Okay.
But might get a little bit more. Yeah, we may not get above freezing until next week. There's something else. So this snow is going nowhere for a while, man.
Yeah, you got to look at it. It's going to get all dirty. It looks all pretty right now, but it'll be filthy in no time, and we'll all be hating it by probably Wednesday morning. Luke Doris, chief meteorologist at KCTV5, is here on KCMO Talk Radio. So just the overall outlook while I have you here to wrap up the conversation. I don't know what the outlook was like for this winter, but with at least a couple of months to go, what are the projections on what kind of winter we are expecting to have here in Kansas City?
That's a great question. We actually had a winter special on KCTV5 that aired it was on December 5th. This is the first that we aired it. And the big feature for this winter is La Nina. So you've heard of El Nino. This is the cousin. And when we have that, we're on the line of the storm track. It cuts right near us. So essentially what that means for us is we get kind of long, quiet, dry stretches, and then we get occasional dumps of snow that come in. It might be one or two. This might be the only one. But during these kinds of seasons, you usually get something big, just not a lot of them. So maybe we could have another one. Generally, our snow by the end of the winter is below normal if you look at the entire winter. But you have one that you remember. So this is playing out so far. The other thing is we tend to be a little colder than normal. So colder with fewer snowy days, but when the snowy days are there, they're big. That's how we think this winter plays out.
All right, Luke Doris, KCTV5 chief meteorologist. Luke, you and the team did an outstanding job this weekend. We appreciate the partnership, my friend, and we will talk to you soon. Have a great day.
You too. Here to serve. Thanks, guys.